What's up, guys? Welcome back to Analog, the first episode of 2020.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Wow, almost 3 months in. That's sick.
New decade, new Analog.
Yeah, but we did record. It was like really right before New Year's when we recorded.
Yeah,
our
it was
last
like
one, right?
literally.
It was
right
like
before.
2 or 3 days. It was right before I left for New Year's. I remember. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, but wow, 2020
Yeah.
feels pretty similar.
Yeah. But you know what's hot in 2020?
Tell me.
Melee.
I agree.
So I've got a question to start us off, just to warm us back up.
Yeah.
Get it into the groove of things again. It's been a while. So here's my question, and it's inspired by a tweet I saw today.
Okay.
You may have seen this too, so maybe you'll know where I'm going as soon as I start talking.
I see all the tweets.
If aliens attacked the planet...
The Fat Goku tweet.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
If aliens attacked the planet and challenged humanity to a match of Melee and said that if we were to lose, they would destroy us, enslave us, and if we win, they would go away and leave us alone, who would we send as humanity's champion?
Well, okay, so that was not specifically the question as Fat Goku posed.
Yes, but this is my
Okay.
my rewriting.
Well, this has been talked about a lot of times, and before the decision was always Armada. Like, that was what people always said.
Yeah.
And now I've seen a lot of people saying Armada or Hbox as the two picks, right? But I think that's such a limited idea of the aliens in general, right?
Yeah,
like,
okay.
They might have matchup and experience. We don't know, or they might have matchup experience against Puff.
Yeah.
It might be lower gravity. They might be used to dealing with floaty characters.
True.
Right?
If they're really good against Puff, we'd kind of be screwed.
We'd be super fucked.
Yeah, because we always talk about how, like, you know, on a theorycraft level, a lot of characters kind of destroy Puff.
Right, exactly. So
What if they play Puff? Then Armada has to counterpick. He has to.
Right.
He might lose game one.
I would send Mango. That's just it. Because you either win or you go out like a buster.
Dude, I had this conversation earlier with G Money, and he said Mango.
Yeah.
And what you just said was my argument against it, because it was like, depending on how he's feeling that day, he would say, "All right, I guess rip Earth.
Yeah.
We're all going out like busters."
Realistically, if we're taking matchup and experience and everything into account, the thing is, you could say Axe, because Axe has counter picks on counter picks and can like exploit matchup and experience.
What if they play Ices, dude?
But yeah, if they play Ices, we're fucked. And also, Axe's mental is not strong enough to do that. Like, it's just not.
Once the pressure really
Right.
kicks in.
Once it really hits.
I mean, I think there's one answer.
Is it Zain?
Yeah, I think it's Zane.
Right? I think it's Zain.
I think it's Zane.
I think that's the correct answer.
I think-
Who will never break under pressure?
Yeah.
Who is in practice? Who can't be beaten by matchup experience?
Who has that well of power within them that really doesn't run out as the stakes go up and up and up.
Oh, it's only fueled. Yeah. With Mango, you either get the best Mango who's ever played in the universe,
Or he SDs.
or we don't remember that tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like,
Like,
not
there
another
are
smash and splash.
people like to be like, oh, Mango performs best when the chips are down and everyone's cheering for him. And
Sometimes,
that's totally true half the time.
Yeah.
And the other half the time, we don't talk about those
Yeah.
tournaments.
And let's say he's warming up for that match. Like, how much is he drinking to get himself ready? Like, how much do we trust that he's going to hit the sweet spot?
But you do have to take into account that instead of USA chants, we would just have Earth, and that is a power unlike anything else.
That's true.
I do want to bring up Fat Goku's original framing though, because it's also a really good question. Now, for me, it's not that interesting because I'm not good enough to entertain this. But Fat Goku's question was, if the aliens came to Earth and said they had to send one person, would you choose the one person, or would you lie and say the alien said it had to be you, so that you either lose and Earth is destroyed, or you win and you are the hero of Earth and Melee forever, and you get a sponsorship, which is what's most important.
Yeah, you're sponsored by Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what would you do? Would you lie and say?
I'm too selfless. I'm too selfless to make that choice.
I would say that they told me it had to be Whiskers. That's what they said.
Well, rip Earth.
What do you mean? Whiskers is amazing.
I know Whiskers is amazing.
Whiskers is like top 5 in Tri-State right now.
Is he?
Probably.
Maybe.
The top, I mean, it's like Aziz, Aziz, you,
Smux,
Slocks, Whiskers, right? Isn't that it? Aklo, maybe?
Could be Leighton, could be Aklo.
It's not Leighton.
It depends on the day.
I don't think so.
Who got top 5 this week?
This week.
Could be Keita.
He didn't get top 5, did he? He got 7th. No, he got top 5. He got top 8 winner's side.
In any case,
Whiskers is like legitimately top 5 in New York right now.
In New York City.
And Tristate. Unless you count James, but he's
I don't know if he's over Aklo. I don't know if he's over Aklo.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the one. Yeah, he might be under Aklo. But if he's not top 10 on next season's PR, it's like fraudulent.
He probably will be.
It's super fraudulent. And he could be better than that still. We'll see.
I want to talk more about Zane.
Okay, yes. Because he won Genesis.
When it comes to matchup experience and the focus and getting the job done, it's got to be Zane.
Oh, I agree. I mean, when I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but when I interviewed him at Main Stage, I made it really clear to him that I think that he's represents a sort of mentality that no one else has.
Yeah.
There was that Ninja tweet going around that people were making fun of.
Where it's just a game?
Yeah, Ninja was like, I hate when people say it's just a game. That mentality is a loser's mentality. Don't think that, et cetera, et cetera. And people were getting really mad that he was saying that. And
it was a mix.
Yeah.
It was a mix.
Yeah, but to me, there are certain people. So Hbox is someone who gets mad when he loses. He gets really angry. He gets really upset. And then he does process that into driving him to play and compete and be better.
Yeah.
Then there's someone like Armada who definitely does get upset, but he lets it hit so far afterwards and he tries to just be stone cold in the middle of it.
Yeah. And
then you have Zane, who really is different from Armada even in his mentality, in that Zane hates losing so much, but he has the healthiest processing of his losses in terms of both emotional well-being and fueling his growth as a player that I think anyone has ever had in Melee. It's insane.
So let's set this up a little bit for any of you guys who might not be completely in the loop. 2019, Zane loses to Hbox, 7 times?
Yeah. Game 5,
basically every time. Yeah, and in multiple cases with a lead, getting clutch boxed on, as they say.
His only victories over Hbox are at Come to Papa, where he double eliminates Hbox,
and he flew 10 feet into the air in his pop-off. It was great.
But will forever have the mark of it was a regional.
It was a regional.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So 2019, in Zane's heart, he didn't beat Hbox.
No, especially,
and he lost several times.
And especially since Zane's undisputed ascendancy to the next level was by beating Hbox, double eliminating him at Shine 2018.
At Shine 2018
so it was a rough situation for him to not have that.
And then after this, he makes it into grand finals, winner's side at the Big House, 9? Big House 9 last year. Untouched, didn't fight Hbox. Hbox was eliminated earlier.
And then gets double eliminated by Mango.
Double eliminated by Mango in grand finals, game 10.
Yeah.
How do you come back from that, man?
Well, if you're Zane, you go and you watch the VOD immediately afterwards, and then you get to learn from it.
Yep.
I don't know. You think Mango watched him versus Plup? Aside from watching it on stream and laughing with viewers?
No way.
You think he watched it and analyzed? Not to slight Mango, because to each their own, but because it's hard, right? It's hard to go and watch that.
Yeah.
But Zane, he tweets about this all the time, and people have made a meme out of it now because, he's back in the bus from Summit watching his loss or whatever, or watching his win, but the real motivation behind it is that he just wants to learn, he wants to evolve. He's one of the most constantly evolving players in Melee, I think.
Wait, Mango or Zane?
Zane.
Oh, okay.
Both of them. Yeah. I think actually those two and Hbox are actually some of the most evolving players.
Yeah.
I think it's something people don't talk about with Hbox that much, but I do think it's true.
Well, yeah, we've mentioned it before, but Hax himself thinks that Mango and Zane are his only long-term threats.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Mango's the one who told Scar on his birthday, Zane's gonna be a problem.
Well, and now he doesn't think either of them are threats. Now he thinks that he's the best in the world. And
Hax?
Yeah, he just got unlucky at Summit.
Yeah.
He was like, me versus Mango, dude, that was such bullshit. I should have won the entire tournament.
But
that is a verbatim quote from him.
I completely believe you.
From 2 days ago.
But I'm pretty sure I told the story on Analog before as well, was at Summit 7, the day after Zane got clutch boxed on, we were on the way to the airport, and he was just watching the clip of him losing over and over.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
So it's tough, but after that tournament, didn't he lose to Mango again? Didn't he lose at Mango's birthday bash? To Mango and Hbox?
Yeah, he got third at that tournament.
Yeah, was it both of them, or did he get double eliminated?
I think he lost to both of them. He might not have lost to Hbox. He definitely lost to Mango, because that's like, that was what everyone was saying was the best set of Melee of all time until Big House.
Wasn't, I remember Zane playing like kind of shaky on this.
Yeah, I agree with him playing sort of shaky at this tournament.
He lost to Mango. And
Hacks was in winners finals. That's insane.
Yeah, he lost to Mango in winners semis and Hbox
in losers quarters.
Yep.
Game 5. But speaking of playing shaky, I mean, it did feel at Genesis a little bit to me. It doesn't discredit Zane's win at all, because by the end, I feel like him and Hbox were both playing pretty well. But before that, I thought Hbox was really shaky. And other than Zane, I thought everyone looked really below their peak. Leffen especially. Yeah.
Leffen, maybe. Hacks was playing on fire.
Sorry. Hacks played amazing. I always forget that. Aziz played insane.
He played insane. And I think Hbox really woke up in losers.
He woke up.
Yeah.
But when he played Zane the first time, he looked down. He looked not super on point to me.
Gotcha.
But once they played again, once Hbox had gone to losers, I think that Hbox was definitely warmed up. So by the end, by grands, I feel like Zane absolutely proved that he was the best and conquered. And he went to Game 5 with Mango too.
Yeah.
So Mango obviously must have been playing pretty well.
Game 5 Mango into Game 5 Hbox, winning the tournament unscathed in terms of sets.
Yeah, but I do think, we got to talk about Leffen, man. That's the worst I've seen Leffen play in literal years. You know that he knows it. He talks about it on his Twitter all the time.
Yes, he does.
But at this point, it seems very justified in that we all know how good Leffen is. That was not anywhere near peak Leffen at either of the past two tournaments at Summit or Genesis.
Losing these Fox Dittos, man.
Losing Fox Dittos a lot, which is something that when he was playing a lot of Ultimate, we wrote off as like, oh, him and Plup are both having trouble with the faster matchups, with the spacey matchups. And so maybe once they get attuned, they'll be good again. And then Leffen got good again. And then now recently, don't really have the ultimate reason anymore. Losing to Mango also, just losing Game 5 to Mango twice in a row in sets where Leffen's narrative for it, and I honestly agree with it somewhat. This is why even though Mango went Game 5 with Hbox, Game 5 with Zane, and beat Leffen, I still feel like Mango was not playing at his peak at this tournament. One of the reasons was that I feel like Mango Leffen was both of them playing pretty sloppy, and in that situation, Falco wins as long as the Falco doesn't get thrown off stage a lot of the time.
Yeah, Leffen's definitely been talking about that. Falco wins at the human level or whatever.
Yeah,
or if they're not both playing well, then Falco wins.
If I have to give an edge to the matchup at top level, I would give it to Fox. But if you're both playing sloppy, then Falco absolutely wins 100% of the time. If the Falco player is playing sloppy and the Fox isn't, the Falco can still win sometimes. Yeah.
So, for Leffen, the answer is to just not play sloppy. He's not going to change characters, right?
No, yeah.
Not against Falco.
Yeah, I was very heartened by Leffen's tweet after Summit, because he was saying, oh, maybe I have to quit for a little bit or take a break, or maybe I have to move to the US. And then after Summit, as I think we all knew he would, but it was still nice to see him come in it with such aplomb. He was saying, to be the best in such a dog shit region, I just have to try way harder than everyone else and be way better. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's a cycle, man. I think we all go through that in our own ways too.
Sure.
I feel that myself, after bad tournaments, it's like, oh, this sucks. And then it's like, well, maybe I'll just get better. and then we start again.
Yeah.
But that's Melee for you. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Either way, Genesis, Zane winning it. I feel like you said we're in a golden age of Melee. And,
I did?
Or you said Melee is hot. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's what you meant to. That's the same thing. You said Melee's hot right now. And I agree. Zane winning was a really big deal. Zane winning, sponsored by Mogul Moves. Zane then getting the Golden Guardian sponsorship, which is, it's a great jersey.
And he can still wear Gucci shoes with his Golden Guardians jersey.
He can still wear Gucci shoes.
Good colors on him too, the black and gold.
Did you know, I was talking, so for Summit, I stayed at Slime's place, Slime and Ludwig and Aiden and Nieper and Envy, Nick's place. And on the last night that I was there, so it was me, Leah, Aaron, the former TO of Smash and Splash, now TO of Riptide, and Zoo were all staying there.
Okay.
And the last night that we were there, Atrioc was also there.
It's a party.
Yeah, and Atrioc told us that he actually went and picked up the Gucci shoes for Zane for Genesis because Ludwig and Zane couldn't pick them up.
Oh my
And so
God.
Atrioc had to lie and say they were a delivery to him.
That's so funny.
So that he could go give them to Zane.
Oh my God.
So Atrioc was the one tasked with bringing Zane the Gucci shoes.
Shout outs to Atrioc.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Not only delivering us the Gucci shoes, but delivering Genesis to Zane, basically.
Well, 100%.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, without those, I don't know if he would have won.
Yeah. Well, we were both at Genesis. How was your time there?
It was great. I think I've talked about this a lot on Twitter, but I think I finally managed to practice what I preach in terms of having a healthy mindset for a tournament that I'm working. Because I did a lot of content at Genesis for Genesis.
You did.
I was on the floor interviewing people. I did a lot of backstage interviews of people being like, I asked people what their grimiest moment was. Yeah, which those will go up soon. I've been trying to harass Genesis, and you guys only saw one of them. You didn't see the second one actually.
Right.
So
yeah, I was wondering because you told me you had edited it, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, so they broke it up into two after I delivered it.
Right.
And then I think I'm also going to upload. EE told a really, really funny story, but we couldn't use it because the mic died. And I didn't realize. That was not my fault that time. I know you guys are used to me not monitoring microphones, but it was someone else who shall not be named that the mic died on that one. They just hit record it. They turned off the recording.
Yeah.
So that got, but I was working really hard is the point. I was doing all that. I was the commentary manager.
Yep.
They also had me do, I wasn't supposed to do, like I said in the video we did beforehand, the qualify for top 8 interviews, and I ended up doing them for Melee and Ultimate, and they didn't use any of them.
Oh man.
Which is fine, but like I did end up doing both of them. So I was insanely busy, and I played terribly, and for once I was just like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like that was legitimate. I was really sad, and then after 5 minutes I was like, I'm gonna go to Hax's nightclub in 3 days.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
for real.
Having an actual local makes not playing well at like big events so much less of a big deal. Like honestly, I would choose for my level as a player, right? Which is like if I made it out of round 2 pools, that would be like the next step, and I would be like really hype if I made it to top 64 or something. Versus like getting a good PR win or 2 at an HNC, I would choose the HNC thing probably at this point because it's more relevant to my improvement as a player. Yeah.
It was I think 2 weeks ago now. I was just like I was not feeling it. Like it was just a weird week, and I was super busy. But I was like, I do want to play Melee. I feel like I might not play my best, but I can just come back.
Yeah.
I can just
it's
play,
so sick.
See what happens.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Like I tried my best. You know, I didn't feel like I was at my peak shape. I didn't win, but I was like, I'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
it's dope.
And then it goes on. Imagine having a local in your region.
Imagine having a local. I am legitimately sad every time HNC ends for the night because I just want to keep playing more Melee with more of my friends around me. Actually, and also you saw me 2 nights ago. Sometimes I have a thing where like if people who are not very good come up to me a frequent amount because I say hi to them, and I'll talk to them and play Melee with them, and maybe for longer than I should because I'm really bad at like extricating myself from a routine. And I was having fun playing because I eventually switched to Ness and I did the dirtiest Ness combo I've ever done in my life.
We walked away by the time you did that combo.
You hadn't even walked away. You were just looking at the screen, right? You were looking at stream right next to us. But I did the dirtiest Ness combo.
There's Slippy VODs.
Oh, true. I can get it.
So
I'll
grab the Slippy.
I'll go grab it.
Dang.
But
if you're able to, you should overlay it here. If you have time.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I will. But yeah, so I was just going Ness, and I was still having fun, but it was not really a productive use of getting better at Melee. but then I'll just go next week, and I'll be better.
I mean, I was watching, I was like, nothing's really going on here.
I mean, yeah, but I felt bad. I don't know. It's hard for me to unplug from someone when it's so clear I want to play someone better, even though it shouldn't be. Like, it should be so easy for me.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. It happens. Yeah. But there's a lot of people excited about Melee coming to Axis Nightclub.
I agree.
So it's a good time.
It is a good time. Whiskers, I'm now officially Whiskers and Wally's coach. So when they get into Summit, I'll be their +1, which will be so easy. Whiskers, if Whiskers went to a major in this year, he will get into Summit. I'm 100% sure. Not like he'll auto-qualify for it.
But people will like him enough?
I mean, he's so sick. He plays Yoshi and plays Yoshi in a super sick way. Because he's really smart. He's a really, really smart player. Mm-hmm. His punish game is easily the weakest aspect of his play.
Yeah.
And people don't know about Whiskers' person. Now people like sort of know Whiskers as a player now. They don't know him as a person. And he is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. On day 1 of Summit, Jamie just messaged me and said, "Hey Zane, so how does having a coach work in Melee?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Do they like tell the player what to do and stuff?" I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's a fascinating individual, incredibly smart, and also one of the dumbest, funniest people I've ever met.
I got to talk to him for a little while at HNC.
Yeah, you
this
played
week.
friendlies for a bit.
Yeah, we played a bit too. I was trying to persuade him to start grinding Ultimate.
Yeah. So that he could get into double. You're trying to make people get into double Summit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get people interested so we can start getting some crossover fests. Because now that I've been entering Ultimate tournaments, I know some of the Ultimate players who are interested in learning Melee as well. Mm-hmm. Actually, after the HNC I mentioned from a couple weeks ago, the day after, for the next week and a half, I was just playing Ultimate.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't come to HNC last week. I went to Xeno instead, because it was Xeno 200.
Mm-hmm.
And
true.
Yeah, I was like, let me just see how I do.
Rishi messages me yesterday, and he says, "Bro, I'm about to snipe this," and it's this ad for a game night at OS NYC, which is where HNC happens.
Which is going on as we're recording this.
Yeah, and all the branding of it.
I could be there right now sniping it.
All the branding of it was retro game night. And so they had like the Smash 64 logo and stuff. Yep. And it was very clear to me immediately that Rishi thought it was a 64 tournament and he was going to go snipe it. But it said Smash Ultimate Tournament right above that.
I still don't see where it says that.
It has the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate logo.
The Smash logo is the same in every game.
No,
dude.
It says Ultimate.
I saw 64 character renders in that picture.
And so I had to tell Rishi, like, you think you're gonna be the only NYC player trying to, because it was advertised also as like amateur game night, and so I was like, it's even that you're not even gonna be able to snipe.
To be fair, I looked at the attendee list. I still could have sniped it.
Who's there?
So. The two people who were there that I recognized were Zero to None and Dill, who are both very good.
Yeah.
Zero to None.
Oh, like Jen and Venia didn't go?
I mean, maybe they did, but they were almost at the cap.
I see.
And those guys hadn't registered.
Okay.
Also, Frostbite is this weekend.
Oh,
so some people are going to Frostbite.
I do hope on a small sidebar. I hope Venia is going to Frostbite because
I hope so too.
Venia has been talking
He's actually so good.
He's insane, and he's been talking a lot of smack recently about how he's way better than everyone thinks he is. And he is actually better, and he plays a character that people are not used to in Greninja. And
the better he is, the more impressive it looks that I beat him last time.
Exactly.
We played.
I knew I was waiting for you to bring that out. But he actually is. I mean, he's beating like top 50 level players.
I should also say, before I beat him, he absolutely decimated me like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Like he's crazy good.
Yeah.
And he's one of the players I want to convince to learn Melee because he's got like a really good sense of fundamentals.
Yeah, well, and also I feel like, because he was a Greninja player in 4 too, and so he actually is technical.
Yep.
Like he would be able to pick
he
up.
edge guards too. He's probably got one of the best.
Yeah, he does.
He's one of the best edge guarders in Ultimate probably.
Yeah, I mean Greninja is a great edge guarder.
And he routinely beats Dabuz at our locals.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, no, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Like he's first seed at our locals, and Dabuz comes to our locals.
Yeah.
So does Mr. E. Like these are good players.
No, he's beating top 50, top 10, top 20 level players every single week. So
sometimes with players like that, they just need more experience on like the global stage.
Well, Leon, dude. Leon's another Tri-State player who no one knew about, and then Leon had one tournament where he just fucking beat everyone.
Yeah. When he got second to Samsora at Defend the North last year, and since then racking up wins.
Yeah.
But Venia, same thing. I mean, if he gets a little bit more exposure, I definitely think he could start opening up. But I want to get him to play Melee. Jen is already interested in playing Melee. Jen, another one of the best players in New York for Ultimate.
Who do Palu players want to play in Melee?
So Jen wants to play Falco. And I've actually played his Falco before. And I have no comment on that. But he says he wants to come to Hex's nightclub. So
who does Venia want to play?
I haven't talked to him about it yet, so I don't know.
I feel like
I would love to play him play. I would love to see him play Falco.
I feel like Falco is the actual best translation for Greninja.
For Greninja, the jump, man.
Yeah,
it's the jump.
The jump.
Yeah.
Greninja Falco is I actually think.
I think similar. Sheik would also be a good choice.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
But I think going from Greninja to Sheik would be really hard because I think the payoff you get for Falco for your incremental improvements, you're like, yes, I'm getting better. With Sheik, it's like you have to know all the invisible defensive stuff in Melee that if you're new to it can be really frustrating. It's like, I don't know how to recover. I don't know how to crouch cancel.
Yeah,
and these are all really important things with Sheik.
That's a good point. Also, Greninja's neutral compared to Sheik is closer than Greninja compared to Falco.
Yeah.
But I think that it's easier to learn a different neutral, especially with Falco's neutral game is pretty easy to pick up at the very basic level.
Especially if you already have like decent fundamentals.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Sheik's neutral game is a little bit harder to pick up because you get punished way harder for fucking up in neutral.
Yep.
But Sheik's punish game is actually really different than Greninja's in like a lot of ways, even though they are both ninjas who slap.
Yeah, Greninja's punish game, sometimes it feels like Fox and Falco punish game.
I think it's the most similar to Falco's easily.
His Nair is like basically like Falco Dare / Fox Nair.
Well, and his drag down up air is also, it's basically Falco Dare.
Yeah, Falco
I mean,
Dare.
I think him and Falco are really, really similar, actually, in that they have bread and butters that work at early percents, and then after that, it's a mix-up between do I do the bread and butter that will keep working into high percents if you don't expect it, or do I do a mix-up? And that's how it sort of feels.
Greninja has Pikachu recovery.
That's true.
With a teleport.
Yes.
And
a counter.
And a counter, yeah. So yeah, it'd be cool.
But he doesn't have out of shield game, which Falco does have.
True. Yeah. But you know how Venia compensates for that? Is he's just not shielding. He's like dashing around and jumping.
Low profiling everything.
That's how you have to play with Greninja, which is why I'm always interested to see how Greninja players would play Melee.
Yep, or just parry everything.
Yeah.
Okay, ultimate sidebar over.
Yeah.
Melee singles is cool. Genesis, I'm just looking at the top 8 right now. The people who qualified for Summit were sort of like some of the best people we could have gotten in my mind.
Yeah, it was.
I was really, really happy.
I was pretty happy with it too.
I was really, really happy. I cannot fucking believe Dawan beat Swedish Delight. I cannot believe that happened.
Yeah.
I did not even bother watching the match because I was so. I wanted Dawan to win. Dawan has been my friend for a really long time. Swedish and I are pretty good friends too, but Dawan and I have been friends for a long time. I wanted Dawan to win. I did not bother watching the match because I was so certain James was going to stun him, and then he beat him. Because he chain grabs now. He finally started chain grabbing.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good top 8. It was actually a really hyped top 8. I remember watching it on the plane.
You had to leave.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm glad I did, honestly. Like, if I had made top 8, I would have changed my arrangements and everything. But leaving early in the morning and then just having the rest of my day, like, available to me without having to travel, like, doing a red eye or getting back into the city at, like, 11 p.m. was so worth it. But my flight did get delayed, which means I was like, all right, I have a couple hours to kill now. And it was 4:30 in the morning. It's like, what am I going to do? So I went downstairs and everyone was out and about. The venue was still open. People were just DJing and playing.
That's
so
sick.
then I went over to the venue and I was like, all right, I'm going to find people to play. And Zamu walks up to me and he looks like he hasn't slept in like 36 hours. And he was like,
which is probably true.
He was like, want a money match? I was like, I just got out of bed.
Dude.
No, but I'll play a set.
That's insane.
Yeah, he was not the only person to ask me to money match
that is
too. I was like,
so fucking
funny. I'm not money matching anybody right now. I just woke up. Still beat him. So I was like,
hell yeah,
nice. But then the fire alarm went off.
Yep, and everyone got kicked out.
And then I came back into the venue and ended up playing Rishi's Jungle Jam with Calvar for like 45 minutes.
Calvar loves RJJ. Did he play Ness?
We played a lot of characters. But yeah, he played Ness.
Let's see. I'm looking at other big wins that happened. I mean, Nico obviously had the best tournament of his entire life.
Yeah.
He beat Wizzy. He beat Moki. He beat the Swooper. The Swooper also had an insane tournament.
Beat Chudat.
And Logos. And Nikki, right? Swooper beat Nikki too.
Did he?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Huh.
I think that was the round before top 64. Swooper beat Nikki to qualify for top 64. Yeah, which is a really good win. And beat Bimbo.
Oh, he beat Bimbo too?
Yeah, and beat Casper and Skirt. Like, Swooper had
That's actually a good set of wins.
He had beat a lot of good people because he lost to Soccer Mom 69 in winners finals of his pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've seen that guy on Smash Ladder.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Okay.
He beat me he knocked me out of NorCal Arcadian one time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, those two had insane tournaments, both of them. Nunn had a really good tournament by making top 8. He beat Mike Hayes, Ginger, S2J, and Amsa to make top 8.
Dude, Nunn in the last several months has become one of my favorite players to watch. I mean,
agree.
he's always been like that, but like something, it feels like something changed in the last several months. He's just like turned it up, yeah. Or maybe I'm just paying more attention. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's been really sick to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy tournament to be like, who were the most impressive performances, because it really does feel like the people who put together big runs outside of like Nico and Swooper were rewarded for it by making top 8. Like, Hacks had a really crazy run by beating
Westball's Pew Pew into top 8.
And then he beats Leffen.
Yeah, and then beating Leffen.
Yeah, he beats Dewan and Leffen. Pretty sick. Takes Hbox to game 5. Shroomed beats Swedish, and before that he got another good win in winners. Yeah, he beat Ginger.
And me.
Oh yeah, and he beat you.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Though the biggest upset of the tournament was Mewtwo King over Army.
Yes, that was a big upset.
I remember watching it and I was like, Mewtwo King he's actually just winning. He wasn't even playing the matchup like amazing. He was just like winning.
I do want to say, can we retroactively listen, Melee Stats, I'm not trying to start beef. I'm really not. I understand your reasons for a lot of you ranking M2K over Mango. Now that M2K got 13th at this tournament.
Wait, who ranked Mewtwo King over Mango?
Like Eric, Wheat, a couple other people.
On the top 100? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm trying to start beef. That's it.
Oh, sorry, not over Mango. Sorry, what am I saying? Not over Mango.
Are you serious?
Mewtwo King over Fiction is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm dumb. I literally just misspoke.
Okay, beef rescinded.
Well, sort of. Oh, your beef, yeah. But the beef has been put back into the freezer. We'll see if the meat held.
If it stays, yeah.
Can we now retroactively put Fiction in the top 10 and make Mewtwo King 11th? After this tournament? I feel like it's
Should we tie Mewtwo King with SBAT, or should we give SBAT the nod too?
No, we can put him in front of Zach.
In front of Zach? Right. Sorry, Zach.
We can put him in front of Zach.
Okay.
That's fine. But Fiction finally got his top 8. I mean, he had the one at Big House, but like,
It was coming.
Yeah, he had another one finally.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Some matchups when he has it down just makes it look impossible.
Yeah, I'm scared of him going into 2020.
Think so?
I think there's very low chance Fiction is not top 10 by the summer rankings.
Oh, I mean, at this point, I'd be surprised if he were not top 10 for the summer rankings.
Yeah, I think the top 10 for summer rankings are looking pretty set in a lot of ways. I think the one
Feels
thing,
like it, right? Yeah.
The one thing that we do have to talk about is that Amsa might drop out of it.
He might.
Right? Mm-hmm. And we can talk about that with Summit, but Amsa has not had great performances recently. And more importantly, after some tournament last year, I mean, I guess it was Genesis, although that feels like such a long time ago. But after Genesis 6, when Amsa beat Mango, we started talking about how when there was a lot of it was because it was after Axe Axe had the big showing and then Axe won Summit, and so that's why we were talking about it in general. But we were talking about how it felt like of like the top 8 players, any of them could win a tournament because there weren't roadblocks to them anymore. But Amsa's old roadblock in Mango is back with a vengeance. Yeah. He does not. Mango learned how to play the matchup by grinding against Nez over and over again, and I do not see him starting to lose again.
And other people are catching up. I mean, it's not just Mango beating Amsa.
Yeah.
None winning over Amsa is pretty big.
It's pretty big. Yeah, it is actually pretty big. So I think Amsa's time in the top 10, maybe his days there might be numbered. Yeah. Unfortunately, I love Amsa, and I love when I get to talk about Yoshi, obviously. Yeah. So I like that he's a top 10 player right now. But I feel like him versus Mango is impossible now. Him versus Plup looks impossible now.
He doesn't have an Hbox win.
He just got 3-0'd with the quickness by Hbox at Summit.
Yeah, it was rough.
I mean, Amsa did not pick up any impressive wins at Summit. And honestly, he almost lost to oh no, that was Axe. I always get it confused. But he didn't have any impressive wins, and he lost to Fiction. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Shep's going to probably take his place in the top 10.
Could be.
Along with, I think M2K will drop out of the top 10. So it'll be Fiction and none top 10 in the world.
Dude, that's sick.
Right?
2 Falcons in the top 10.
Sort of seems like it might be what's going to happen.
Assuming Wizzy stays
Well,
too.
yeah, Wizzy's dropping too, actually. But I have faith that Wizzy will make it back.
Do you have faith Wizzy will enter enough tournaments before then?
What tournaments are happening in the next 3 months?
We need to have a talk with Envy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, the tournaments are there, dude. Pressless is coming up. I know Zane is going to that. A couple other people are going to that. Full Bloom is coming. Cody, Leffen, Zane are all going to be at Full Bloom. Mango might sub-goal at the last minute. Pound is coming up. There's a lot of tournaments coming up.
How did Wizzy do at Genesis? Was he at Genesis?
I think he was. I think he lost,
he lost to Nico. He lost to Nico, that's right.
He lost to Nico, and then he lost to someone else.
He was up there. He was up a little bit. He lost to Griffin. Face roll.
Yeah, Captain Legend. Face roll also with an amazing run. Dude, he's playing so sick.
Yeah, so I think Amsa can drop out of the... Yeah, God. Griffin beat Cody? That's insane.
That's actually insane.
I cannot believe he beat Cody.
Yeah, I was
Griffin was
that one too.
So close to top 8 too because he was up against Fiction.
Yeah.
And it was a competitive set.
Yeah, beating Cody with Sheik, that's a tall order.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that Amsa's might drop out. I think Wizzy might drop out. And if I had to choose replacements for them in the top 10, I think Fiction is there.
And none. Yeah.
Sort of seems like the next best.
That's pretty sick.
Player to make it to top 10.
I'm cool with that. They're both fun to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And what's especially entertaining about Fiction playing?
Or Aziz. Aziz too. I forgot about that.
Dude, it's actually this is
Aziz
actually
is also probably
this is actually just really sick.
Yeah, it is sick.
Like the people are getting there, right? The gap is closed. It always feels like the gap is closing, but you can see right now. We don't even know who's going to be replacing 2 staples of the top 10.
Yeah, it'll be a big turnover for the first time in a while. I mean, not to say Amsa and Wizzy could show up just be amazing, and in any bracket where like they don't have to face one of those top 6 players early, they're still probably the favored ones to make at least like top 8 qualifiers, you know?
Well, who's outside the top 6 right now? Plup. And looking at what shape
Yeah, but he's
Plup
still
is in.
He's still top 10.
He's still top 10, yeah. But I'm saying like...
No, yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I guess I was forgetting someone. Well, because Wizzy is top 6 technically
Or if either of them run into Mewtwo King, I mean...
I don't know about that.
No?
I don't know about that.
Well, in any case...
I feel like...
It's getting hard.
I feel like both... I would favor Wizzy and Amsa against Mewtwo King.
How about Cody? Wizzy over Cody? Cody over Amsa, right?
I would still favor Wizzy over Cody, and I would favor Cody over Amsa.
Yeah. It's getting interesting, man.
And the fact that Fiction won is just like a huge... It places a huge question mark on Amsa.
Yeah.
Because obviously Fiction, in my mind, Fiction is a top 10, top 7 level player, honestly. Like, he's insane.
Okay.
But, well, not now that Plup is obviously like the best player in the world again.
Yeah.
But
we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm scared for Amsa. Because Mango beating him is... I've been very outspoken in my belief that I don't think Yoshi's a very good character. Mm-hmm. I just think people were not great at the matchup, and Amsa's insanely good at this game.
Yeah, it does feel like they're getting better at it.
Once you get good at the matchup, I don't know how much more Amsa can do. Once Falco gets good at the matchup, I don't know if there's a lot more innovation that Amsa can have other than like, I will kill you off of every single hit, and hopefully you're not playing as amazing as you might be.
How much do you think that applies to Pikachu as well? Because a lot of times when we're talking about like character inexperience and like people pushing lower tier characters to the top, we're talking about Amsa and Axe. And it's been a question mark for Axe because he's kind of still there. He's still up in the top 5.
It's so different in my mind between the two of them.
I think I agree.
Because I think the reason I think Yoshi is not a good character is that I think there's like pretty set... Yoshi, in a way that most other characters don't in the game, other than maybe like Peach, has states that he puts himself into. Mm-hmm. He has modes. Yeah. Like shielding on a platform mode, double jumping mode, shielding on the ground mode. Yeah. And there's really specific counterplay to all those modes that people are not that good at or need to learn. If you want to hear me talk more about this, you can watch my commentary of Slox versus Whiskers Grand Finals 2 weeks ago. But there is counterplay in terms of your aerial drift when Yoshi's shielding, when he's double jumping, when you try to hit him after the double jump, that sort of stuff. And Mango, in particular, is insane at it now. He's I never see him losing to another Yoshi in his life because he knows he's able to recognize and counterplay the modes that Yoshi goes into. Yeah. He beats Yoshi shielding, which everyone loses to shielding Yoshi, which is insane because shielding Yoshi's so bad.
What does he do when Yoshi's shielding on a platform?
Bear and drift away.
Okay.
Or just wait. Yoshi can't punish that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can even do the Yoshi can read this and shield drop early and trade with you, but you can do full hop dare and do a high dare, but it's rising, and then land on top platform.
Right.
And the Yoshi won't be able to hit you because you're going past them.
Yeah, they have to trade.
Yeah. The area in which Yoshi... No, they can only trade if they do it first and do it before the dare comes out. Because if they do the shield drop after, you'll just be on top platform by the time they try to double jump.
Yeah, best case scenario is the trade.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things people can learn about like Yoshi's area of influence when he shield drops because it's a pretty limited bubble.
Yeah.
Because you have to think he still has to move after shield dropping to then get the hit out on you.
Right.
And so there are things you can do to impact that. But I mean, hitting Yoshi's shield is still not always that good, and because a lot of the time, because you don't get anything for it unless you can follow it up with shield pressure afterwards. Yeah. And if you do the drift away thing, then Yoshi gets out for free. So it's not that good because Yoshi doesn't take any shield stun.
Yeah.
What you're more looking for is to bait out a shield drop response or something that you can punish a lot of the time, or you can shield pressure Yoshi, but it's like After you do that, you have to go down and force them to shield again, which is not that hard, but good Yoshi players don't shield that much. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Yoshi has states that he goes into, and they're typically defined by being defensive states where he can counter hit you. So his defensive power is amplified or modified in some way, and Pikachu's not the same way. The way that Pikachu kills people and beats them is by getting cheesy hits, as fiction would say, Gorgonzola hits, Gorgonzola grab, and then killing them off of it. So it's really different in that with Axe, you're trying to deal with how do I foresee the insane, stupid run and grab that Axe is going to go for, and then like I'm paraphrasing here, they're not all stupid, but you know, it's like how do I not get hit by the thing that he'll kill me off of because I don't know how to not die to it. Whereas with Yoshi, it's a test of like of self-restraint in a lot of the time. It's learning how to not do the things that Yoshi will then kill you for.
Right. Pikachu is like, how am I going to approach my opponent effectively and actually get my moves?
As Pikachu.
Yeah. And for Yoshi, it's like, how do I stop them from abusing my bad states? But it's also kind of like, how am I going to get in?
Yeah, exactly.
For some characters.
Yeah. But Yoshi gets in by other people going in poorly, and Pikachu just gets in, like, and then beats you that way.
I wonder, I'd be curious to like watch some Amsa sets and like, just to get a sense of how many of his openings are off of him baiting bad approaches by his opponents. Probably a lot.
90% of them.
Yeah.
Even if it's him approaching, it's because he baited them into a bad situation 90% of the time.
You could do the same exercise with other characters, like with I don't know, like Samus or Sheik and Marth, but those characters' defensive states that set those things up are probably stronger than Yoshi's.
It actually does depend.
Maybe not Samus, but
Amsa gets a lot of mileage out of wave dash off of top platform forward air or up air, or use the mix up to hit it, and that is approaching, but it's another state that has counterplay to it.
Yeah.
When Amsa's on the top platform, and the counterplay is you shield, and then he can't do anything, really. Unless you're
Or you just dash dance and react.
Yeah. If you're Falco, then you can actually play... I was practicing this against Nez, because what you do is when the Yoshi comes off the platform, you up tilt, and if they come and try to hit you, then you win. You'll hit the forward air startup with your up tilt, and then you get to combo Yoshi for 60%. Because Yoshi's really good combo weight. So
and he doesn't have a jump.
No, he'll still have a jump in that state. So it's if they come off the platform with just a raw fair, they'll still have a jump in that state.
Okay.
The counterplay that they do to it is that they come off, they delay with a double jump, and then they land with fair. And if you up tilt reacting to that, you can't up tilt again and get it out.
You'll get whiff punished.
The fair will hit you, but you can shield.
Oh, interesting.
On reaction.
How was Nez compared to Whiskers?
Whiskers is... Nez asked me this, and so did Whiskers. Nez, what I told him is he's a hype beast, Yoshi. I think he plays for clips and to move fast. And
Let's go Nez.
A lot. His punish game is sometimes better than Whiskers. Whiskers, when he's on point, still has a better punish game. But Jamie's a lot smarter.
So they're like the fire and ice of Yoshi, which is why Nez plays red and Whiskers plays blue.
Well, Whiskers plays every character, or every color.
Does he?
Yeah, he
I've
just switches.
I've only ever seen him play blue.
He switches. He has some that he's more preference towards, and I think blue is his biggest preference, but he plays red Yoshi a lot too.
Dude, I've only ever seen green, blue, and red Yoshi, because the old school Yoshis played green, Amsa plays red, Nez plays red, and
what does your brother
Whiskers
play?
Plays blue. My brother plays green.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So this is actually funny.
Vector Man plays green, right?
So
all of them, do Vector Man and Fumi and all of them all play green?
I think so. Vector Man may have played another color.
What does Santi play?
I don't know. I play yellow Yoshi.
Yeah.
And I was actually...
That's the worst one.
So it's the best one.
It's absolutely the worst one.
Apparently some people at my office a couple of days ago happened to be watching Hax's Nightclub, and someone who's like kind of knows about competitive Smash, like entered a long time ago but doesn't know that much, was trash talking Yoshi, saying like, I can't imagine losing to a Yoshi player. So yesterday during the day, I was asked to play this guy with my Yoshi. So we actually did that after work yesterday.
In Melee?
In Melee.
Did you win?
Yeah. I pretty recently dusted off my yellow Yoshi.
I think yellow Yoshi is by far the worst. I actually don't like, and this is weird because I usually blue is usually my favorite color. I don't like dark blue Yoshi that much. I love light blue Yoshi.
I like the light blue one too, yeah.
The dark blue one is just a bit too dark blue. Like, it's an unnatural color.
I don't like the dark blue with the purple shoes.
I love pink Yoshi, though. Pink lemonade Yoshi.
Yeah, pink Yoshi's nice.
I can't believe no one plays
Watermelon
pink Yoshi.
Yeah.
Pink Yoshi is so sick. I love pink Yoshi.
Yeah.
With the yellow kicks.
Yep.
That's why he's pink lemonade Yoshi to me.
Yep.
I love
pink Yoshi, yellow Yoshi. Yeah, we agreed. The good ones.
No, yellow Yoshi is fucking awful. I can't believe. What color shoes does yellow Yoshi have? Orange?
Green.
Oh, that's weird. I don't like it.
It's great. It's awesome.
I can't believe no one plays pink Yoshi. I'll try and get Jamie to start playing pink Yoshi.
Yeah. Yeah, Peanut plays blue too.
Yeah, that's true.
Just regular blue. Peanut says he's gonna enter pound.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll do that well, but...
Well, he's pretty rusty.
Yeah, he's very, very rusty.
You know, he's been playing Killer Queen Black. Apparently he's top 100
top 100 in the world, yeah. Yeah,
sick.
I know. That is sick. All right, I don't know if we're good. We've like been trying to stall for a break because of other circumstances, but I don't know if we're gonna get it at this time, or if it does happen, we're just gonna like...
Yeah, we'll do what we need to do.
Yeah, so let's talk about Summit in earnest.
Okay,
do you want to do a no break episode, or do you want to do... Because if we take a break now, the second half of the episode is going to be like 10 minutes
Let's
long.
Just run through that.
I think let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just run. You haven't heard anything?
I haven't heard anything.
All
If they come in, it'll be part of the episode.
Great.
Like, it'll be fine.
All right.
So let's talk about Summit in earnest
Summit.
now. We've been basically talking about it, but trying not to talk about it.
Summit was...
Sick.
Fun to watch. Almost too many matches to watch.
That's one of the biggest complaints from the players too.
Yeah.
And Aiden, I love you. What a dog shit Swiss format. What a incredibly terrible format.
Why?
Okay. Having a bye every round. Aiden got so lucky, so fucking lucky, that there were like no upsets in Swiss. Because the way the buys worked is that they went to the lowest seeded players.
Interesting. So one upset would really boost their seed. Yeah,
so this came into effect when Plup got a higher seed than Mango for beating him, which still only happened because he 3-0'd Mango. But Plup played one fewer. Because
he had a bye.
Yeah, because he had a bye, and Mango never got a bye. So he got so fucking lucky that there were not more upsets. Because with more upsets, you would have seen something like if Spark had beaten Axe, I think, then I think Spark would have just made winner's side top 8 having only played 5 sets, and people would have been fucking pissed about it.
Of course, yeah.
They would have been super mad. But it's not nice. I don't like that there's a bye every round in a Swiss format, which is like the opposite of what Swiss is meant for.
Is that because they added 2 players?
It is because they added 2 players. And on that note, I think that having 2 people not make it to Sunday is the cruelest possible format you could think of.
Yeah.
It is so evil.
I know.
Old Summit, where like 6 people don't make it, fine.
Dude.
New Summit, where like everyone makes it, fine. Somewhere in between, where you have 20 players maybe, say, and 4 of them don't make it, or everyone makes it, but you have an uneven bracket with seeds and losers, fine. 2 people not making it into
just
16.
Flat out, they just sit out on Sunday.
The worst shit. The worst shit.
Dude, so I was talking to Hax about this at HNC, and apparently Hax loves Survivor. It's like one of his favorite shows, apparently. And he said one of the seasons, usually it's 16 people, and he said they brought in 18, and on the first episode they did a draft, right? And he said they drafted 16 people, and the last 2 people went home.
On the first episode?
The first episode.
It's insane.
That's what they did here.
18 people is a dog shit amount of people for Summit. It is so awful.
I think they were just trying to throw back to when Summit did the Survivor theme. what was it, like 4 years ago?
Oh yeah, Summit 3.
Yeah, where
4 years ago.
Where
Summit's only been around like 3 years, dude.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever. Really, 3 years?
I think so. Maybe it has been 4. I guess there's 2
Whatever
every
it
year.
was.
No, I guess it has been 4
when
now.
Ken was like, yeah.
Yeah.
They survived them. It's rough.
So I was talking with, I forget who, about a fix to the format. Webs. I was talking with Webs about a fix to the format. And my proposed fix is, this doesn't solve the too many matches thing, but it sort of does. So it doesn't solve it for stream, but it does sort of solve it for players. If you had 20 people, because they do want to have everyone there, and you do 5 rounds of Swiss instead, which is it more than enough to sort out perfectly, then it's only 2 more matches than the current thing in terms of matches played. And you get it nice because you have 5 versus 5 in every round of Swiss, where no one is ever not playing someone. And then you would be able to do the bracket with two people from each group don't make it out, which feels way less bad for those people.
So through this format, how many sets do you play?
Each player plays 5 sets.
In Swiss?
Yeah.
Into the bracket?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, because right now it's six sets into the bracket,
right.
or 5 if you had a bye.
Yeah. So what happened when I competed at Summit for Smash Summit 7? We did 2 Swiss pools, 3 rounds, which means if you went 0-3, you started in losers, and if you lost that set, you play 4 sets total the whole weekend.
Yeah, which is not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate trying to get more sets in.
Yeah.
And whatever, it was a little shaky. Having to stay sharp for so many hours long and only playing 1 set at a time, it's pretty rough on the players.
Yeah.
But tournaments are rough. I mean, that's just how, if that's the cost, then that's the cost. If you're going to do that in exchange for playing 5 or 6 sets over a couple of days, fine. When I was there, I played 1 set on 1 day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like your whole day is that set.
That's super fucked.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. So 5. If you had 10 players in each pool and you have them each play 5 matches, it's more than enough to sort out the players, because also 3 per pool with 8 players is like, it's enough to give everyone not a unique score, but to sort out the players by score.
Yeah.
But it still feels weird because of how few of the people within your pool you end up playing. Whereas if you do 5 matches, it will always feel, since you play at least half of the people in your pool, like at least your matches were determined by your wins and losses beforehand, and you played the people who that logically led to,
Yeah.
So, and it would only be 2 more matches total in terms of matches played. So even though I know some spectators felt like there was just too much melee, like it's
a fine problem to have.
Yeah, it's a fine problem to have. So you either do that, and then you can either do a 20-person bracket where you start 8 people in winners, and then you have 12 people in losers, but 4 of them are seeded in losers to have a bye in the first round. And so then it's really, then that actually makes the pools even more impactful, because you skip 2 rounds of losers by being in winners as opposed to just 1 round. And there's more impact in the losers rounds too, because certain people will still get buys. So that would be super cool. Or you just eliminate 4 people and run a 16-person bracket.
Right.
So if Summit wants to have more than 16 people, they need to do 20, and they need to do one of those versions.
Yeah.
Or you could just go back to 16 people. That's my proposition.
Quick pause. Your phone is going off.
Oh. Let's see what my girlfriend said. At Trader Joe's, any suggestions? Wine. Okay. Still recording with Rishi. Let me know when you're done. Okay.
If they just got there, then we only need
we'll finish the episode.
We just need like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll finish the episode.
Yeah.
We'll be totally fine. It's the Trader Joe's like right there, but we'll still be fine. Yeah, we'll finish the episode before they get here.
Okay.
My girlfriend and a friend and I are going to a party later, and we thought they might show up earlier, and we would let them in, and they would watch us record a podcast. But I think for everyone's
as exciting as that would be,
this is good. So yeah, that's my Summit format stuff. Do you have any other like meta Summit stuff you want to talk about before we get into the matches?
Yeah. Did you miss doubles?
Yes and no, honestly.
Okay.
I do think people underrate how fun it is to see people who have never teamed before team together. I think people say doubles can only be enjoyable watching at super high level. And I don't think that's entirely true, because for Summit, people treat doubles as sort of a side event anyways, unless they're a really good team.
Yeah.
And it's just fun and funny, and I like it. I also, okay, I'm super biased because one of the reasons I miss it is because Summit's like the only time we ever get to see Mango play doubles. And I like seeing Mango
That's
play
like,
doubles.
for me, that's like the only reason.
That's like the main thing.
That's coming from me as a fan of teams.
You love teams, yeah.
I don't think Summit needs teams. Not having static teams kind of makes it feel like a throwaway for a lot of people. And I know that because a lot of people do treat it as a throwaway.
They do, 100%.
Something like Sammy Singles was actually pretty entertaining to watch.
Sammy Singles was hype. I liked Sammy Singles a lot.
People had a lot to say. There was, we got to get Sammy on the mic. There was some theory crafting, Leffen talking about drills. Personally, I see Sammy Singles as more fun as like a drill type thing.
I agree.
If they really wanted, they could do Rishi's Jungle Jam. I think that'd be entertaining for people too. There's a lot of other things you can do with that time that still feels like you're investing your time. And the players, at least, it strays enough from the normal for them to not treat it like a throwaway.
Yeah.
And I think teams just feels like a throwaway for a lot of players at Summit.
Yeah, I have a proposition for next year, which is that Sammy Singles and Swag Bracket should be combined. Or at least Swag Bracket Swag Bracket should be played on the Sammy Singles format. Because SDs were so lame.
Yeah. So you need to do Sammy Single, you need to do Swaggy Singles on Chess Melee. I keep saying, I don't know if people aren't picking up on this.
Chess Melee is pretty sick.
Chess Melee is sick. So for those of you who don't know, Chess Melee, as soon as one character dies, both the screen freezes, you both respawn on the platform with the then subsequent number of stocks. So let's say we're both at 100, I get the kill, we respawn, I'm at 4 stocks, 0%, you're at 3 stocks, 0%.
Yeah.
And some people feel like that gives a big advantage to the person in the lead, but then if you just take the next stock with 3 stocks, then you're 3 stocks apiece, 0%.
It really just buffs Falco.
Sure, I mean, but basically
and Puff.
Basically you just need to be able to, you can take 4 stocks in a row from 0 to 0.
Yeah, no,
it's not like you're chipping away at stock by stock.
No, Chess Melee is super fun.
Essentially, you're playing one stock matches back to back.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Which is, I just think the SDs and Swag Bracket needed to have a little bit more honor from the players. I feel like everyone should have played.
Well, you don't like swag stalling?
I feel that was fine, honestly. Yeah. That was fine. I feel like everyone needed to play like it was a Lord combo video. Yeah. Like, if your opponent is not guaranteed dead, you need to go and try to save them and do something sick to them.
I saw people not going for the kill move because they wanted to end it with something different.
That's fine. That's fine. But I mean, if Falcon is off stage and has a chance to up B, not just grabbing the ledge, or he has a chance to up B, but he's not gonna get high enough to make it. You go down there and you up air him, obviously. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. That was, it needs, every single match should have been played like a Lord combo video. It was still fun seeing Axe's young Link do things.
Dude, his young Link is so good. And it threw me back to a little over a year ago when Axe and I went to Glitch. That was the first Ultimate Glitch.
Sure.
And he and I teamed, and we did Wario Young Link, and he was just like, yeah, I'm just going to play Young Link in this game, and I guess I'm just going to be sacrificing my melee Young Link to do it, because Young Link's good in Ultimate. And it made me so happy that he stopped playing Ultimate, because we can't have that Young Link go away.
Yeah.
Right? He's the only Young Link who looks nearly that cool.
I was pretty fine with swag stalling, because when people tried to hit him when he was swag stalling, he ended up killing them in a cool way for it. It was so fun.
Yeah, I loved it. So I loved it personally.
I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Nico got robbed is the other thing. Legitimately.
Okay, but to be fair, Scar did hit him with attacks that were the down airs into the...
Sure.
And he side beat him one time.
One time. Side B was fine.
Yeah.
Side B was fine.
Let's go Scar.
The biggest point against Nico is that he won the second game with crouch cancel down smash, which is sad.
That's an auto loss. The funniest part about it was how salty people were on Twitter, and Nico didn't care that much.
Nico was so I was at Summit, by the way. Nico was like legitimately weirded out because there was this one guy who was adding.
He added Scar, right?
Added Scar, added BTS, and was like, that. I am not fucking watching this event anymore. You guys robbed Ryobeat so hard. I thought you guys had honor. This is bullshit. And Nico thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Yeah,
into the bracket.
Let's do it.
Hungrybox was playing.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Also, after one of his first sets, he got on the mic and explained how he was dealing with Hax's lasers. Just saying, like, he noticed that Hax had a cadence to his lasers and decided that his strategy would be to power shield it in the same cadence and then at least go even on percent. If not, just take no percent from lasers. Because if you guys notice, Hbox is an absolute god at avoiding lasers.
So, does he Z power shield?
I don't know. I doubt it.
He does the setup for Z power shield.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a regular thing, too. Yeah, because if you wave dash, you can hold A in the middle of it and then do Z power shield.
I don't think he does.
Right? I don't think so. Because you would see it, but yeah, anyways.
But what I'm getting at is that him explaining that, I think just kind of gives viewers like a couple things to hold on to while they watch his Puff matches. Because even if they don't get the full nuance of the set, they can at least have in their mind, like, Hbox said this and this. I'm going to watch from when he does it. And just having anything to just latch onto makes it easier to watch matches that otherwise you're pretty uninformed about and that commentators might not be helping you watch.
Yeah.
So actually, I DM'd him right after that, and I said, you should keep doing this because you're going to educate all these people on how to watch your sets.
That's a good point.
And then he did it the rest of the weekend, and there was great feedback.
I didn't get to hear most of it, but that's sick. That's cool.
The chat was like, oh, wow, that's kind of interesting, and it seemed like the commentators liked it too. So I was glad he did that. Because I think it made it a lot more entertaining for just the general public to watch his Puff.
Yeah, he played out of his mind the entire weekend.
Yeah, it clearly didn't matter that he was telling people what he was doing. He was still beating them. Right?
Yeah, he managed to dodge all of his demons in bracket in that he didn't have to play Wizzy, he didn't have to play Zane, he didn't have to play Leffen. But he...
It's crazy to call them demons. Like, he's got a winning record on all of them. But I know what you mean.
He has a winning record on everyone. Yeah. But I mean... I think that Hbox was going to win this tournament.
I felt it too.
No matter what.
Yeah, I felt it too.
The BTS crew loves to say, no one beat Juan twice. No one beat Juan twice. And then, so they said that when Plup lost, and then Zayn was standing next to them, and they were like, one person beat Juan twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he was just on another level this weekend. Yeah. Paragon of excellence. So good. I think, the other biggest story obviously is, holy shit, Plup played.
Where did that come from, man?
The best we've seen in a year.
Yeah.
Well, where did it come from exactly?
Yeah. He's been playing Ultimate, just like doing his Pluppy thing.
We were giving up hope on Plup ever coming back to this form, but he played insane, dude.
With both his Sheik and his Fox.
Both his Sheik and his Fox. He switched between them, and it looked really, really good.
He made Zane look like a scrub.
He did. I mean, I've always said, I've talked about this a lot with other people. We've talked about this. When Plup Sammy stalls against Zane, he beats him. Like, pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, that one time where he just, like, blatantly missed every edge
card. He just Shino stalled a bunch and missed every edge card. But aside from that, he also just made Zane look like a scrub. Like, he was so hard, he was so on point.
I think there was one moment in the set where all of us knew it was over, and Plup commented on it, too, after the set. When he landed the boost grab on the FD game, it was like, all right, now this set's over.
Well, Plup gave me that feeling like 6 times during this tournament. When he played Mango and in Losers final on FD, right? Or was it on FD? Yeah, because he beat Mango on FD. He made an insane comeback to beat Mango on FD. And the way he did it was at the end of Mango's last stock, Plup got an insane boost grab, and I said, it's over. Because Plup's punish game with Sheik on Spacies was this weekend. It was just brutal.
Dude, his running up tilts with Fox against Puff would have won him the set.
Okay, I'm so fucking happy you mentioned his running F tilts, because I mentioned that. Sorry, running up tilt. Because I mentioned his run cancel tilts in general to someone else, and they're like, oh, I didn't think that was that big a deal. But
Mewtwo talks about it all the time when he talks about Plup. He's just like, yeah, Plup has the best running up tilts in the game.
Running up tilts with Fox, first of all, were insane. And then his running F tilts, too, with Sheik, were so huge for him. He caught Axe out of jump with running F tilt so many times.
I mean, no one's actually using those moves the way that he does. Like, people do like running tilts here and there, but like, well, basically if you use his dash attack, which is a zone breaking move, or his grab, or his boost grab, one option you're gonna do is jump.
Right, yeah, because if you see a Sheik running towards you like an idiot,
you're gonna get out of there.
But then jump is so good, because the only thing Sheik can do then are she can short hop fair you, which if you're a low percent, you are fine with that usually anyways, because you can dash in and shine or something, or as Pikachu get a grab, right? You can wave dash back, and then the situation resets and you're pretty fine. Or you can just jump in general. And sorry, the Sheik can fair, the Sheik can do a dumb boost grab, or the Sheik can wave dash back. Those are like the three things she can do out of dash. So jumping beats all of those, because you either get to take the fair or hit the fair and trade with it, and then beat Sheik because she doesn't like to be in an air.
But if you jump, you can't ASDI down or crouch cancel. Which makes you susceptible to forward tilt.
To forward tilt. And then Plup just gets a forward tilt.
And up tilt if he gets close enough.
And forward tilt at like 20%, which is when this situation happens a lot. If you're grounded, is terrible. If you're in the air, it's amazing, because then Plup just gets to forward tilt you 6 more times or get a grab or do whatever he wants. So those running F tilts, I'm really happy you called that out, because his running tilts in general, running F tilt with Sheik and running up tilt with Fox, were ridiculous.
Well, dude, it's so good against Pup. Because if he knows where Puff's gonna land, he can at least threaten it, right? And if he's going backwards, it's so safe.
It is really good. So obviously those were the two biggest stories of the tournament, where Hungrybox looking like more unassailable than he has looked in a while. And then
looked like he was feeling good too.
And then Plup. Thank God.
Well, we're gonna need a little bit more time and data on Plup to see if this is going to stay, if this is gonna be the new normal for 2020. But it's hard to say. One thing of note is that I don't think Zane was playing very well the whole weekend. Maybe in some of his early sets, but I wonder if he just wasn't playing well.
Zane versus None, dude. Oh my God, that was the most brutal thing I've ever seen.
None was like, it's 10 a.m. But I wonder if he just wasn't feeling it, or maybe he got shook from the Plup loss, because he's been preparing for Plup for a while.
So you think that after the Plup loss, he didn't look that
maybe
good?
And he's not necessarily like the type of player who's just gonna get shaken like that. Like it happened to him last year against Hungrybox, but against Plup, I was a little surprised to see how he played after that. I mean,
I think you're one of the few privileged people who can understand when Zane's not playing up to his par, because I think that's a testament to how good he is as a player. Because when he's not playing that great, he still looks like he's the best Marth in the world.
I mean, he is when he's not playing that well. He is still the best Marth in the world.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know.
But like his set against Cody, and I mean, Cody played it very well, but Zane was dropping stuff. And
he was.
He was just like, he looked stuck in neutral sometimes. And again, like, you have to credit Cody a bit for that too. You can't just like, it's not all Zane. But
what else? Cody beats Leffen. Leffen plays another
we talked about that.
Worst Fox Ditto of his entire life.
Yeah, that was rough.
Was really rough. Fiction versus Axe was
a cheesy feast.
A cheesy feast, exactly.
Well, as Axe said in response to Fiction's comment on Gorgonzola, is that Pikachu is a rat, and rats eat cheese.
Rats eat cheese. Yeah.
Dude, Mango destroyed Axe.
Yeah, it was not close.
He's done losing to mid-tiers.
Mango is solidly top 3 in the world right now, I want to say.
What, Mango, Zane, Hbox?
Yeah.
Who else, right?
Yeah, because Leffen's looked so bad.
Yeah.
I think Leffen... I thought that Mango was second over Leffen for last year anyways. That one there was more argument about.
Yeah, there's argument.
But it was reasonable in some context to put Leffen above. At this point, like, Mango's very clearly
number
3, number 2.
Dude, I don't even know.
I would put him as number 3 right now.
Okay.
Under Zane.
Yeah, you're right. Zane's got the Hbox wins.
Zane has the Hbox wins, exactly.
Well, is Hbox definitely number 1 if you're just looking at Summit and Genesis? I mean...
Yes.
Really? I guess second and first. Zane didn't get second and first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sure.
It's math, Rishi.
All right, yeah,
it's
whatever.
just math, dude. And Hbox has... Yeah, I mean, so what are their losses? Zane has Plup, Mango
and Hbox.
And Mango has Plup,
Zane, and Hbox. And Hbox has Plup and Zane. Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear.
All right,
It's pretty clear.
Sure, but it's really close.
It's really, really close.
Yeah.
Those 3, especially because they can all... I mean, we haven't seen Mango beat Hbox yet, but, it just always feels like he can do it, maybe.
It didn't look like it this weekend.
I don't know. What I'm saying is that has no impact on how Mango's going to play against Hbox
next time. It does not have any indication.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just going to play a little more Fox in the meantime.
But the fact that Mango can now consistently beat Zane is like a fun little wrinkle in that trio that makes it really fun to watch.
It's crazy, man. I mean, for how much you see Fox players complaining about Fox Marth, and for it to be generally agreed upon that Falco does worse against Marth.
Oh, don't tell the Fox players that. I agree with you.
They're the ones bringing it up, man. I mean, I'm not
Leffen
saying
thinks Falco does better.
Does it? Well, okay, whatever. But he might be in the minority for that, right? Like,
he might be. He might not be.
All right, don't get me started. But in any case,
I agree with you 100%.
Just the fact that Mango has a number of Zane wins now over the last several months. What is that, 4?
Yeah, something like
House?
that. Yeah.
That's insane. Is Mango up on Zane since Big House?
Because he has
right?
2 at Big House, 1 at Birthday Bash, 1 here.
Yeah, and Zane has what, 1?
From Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mango's 4-1 on Zane right now? That's crazy.
It is pretty insane. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what do you say about that, right?
Yeah, you can't say anything. And they're all such sick sets. Even if they're not playing amazing, just the way
someone
those
did something cool.
Someone did something cool. Yeah, but it was a good summit. I mean, just since I was there for the first time, I'll say, like, it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I think I had to figure out how I wanted to spend my time, because if you're not a top player, then it's a little hard. Even though I know a bunch of these people, I'm not super, super close with a lot of the top players, and especially like Mango or Leffen or someone. Like, I talk to them during the week, you know?
Yep.
They know who I am, but we're not like on a homie basis, really.
Sure.
But I think that's why I chose the absolute best summit to go to, because the reason I went to this summit is because Webbs was going. That is like the reason I bought in.
Yeah.
And then Nico got in, and Aziz got in, and Zaid got in. And what it meant was that I actually had a ton of people to watch and play Melee with.
Yeah.
Which, as a buy-in, is what you want. You want actual friends to hang out with and spend time with.
Yep.
So a huge part of my weekend was just watching Melee with Webbs, playing ping pong with Webbs, with Jazz, Fizzy, who made
I thought you were
Slippy.
just gonna go on and be like playing ping pong with Webbs, play Melee with Webbs.
Yeah. But like him and Sleepy and Sammy was there, and Zaid and I became good friends.
I love Zaid. He's such a homie, dude.
Yeah, and having those people who you're already friends with made it easier for me to then like take time to play with people I didn't know. And so like Pipsqueak and I got super, super close over the weekend. Like Pipsqueak and I are homies now. Yeah.
That's sick.
So having people I knew there who I was good friends with made it way, way easier. Having Webbs there made it so sick. And Hugo, and like, it was definitely the right summit for me to go to.
I heard the vibe was definitely a little bit different this summit, especially with how many people were there, because everybody got like a +1.
Yeah, there were a lot of
18
people there. I mean, it's interesting just because as a buy-in, there's not much to do other than play Melee, play ping pong, or watch Melee. So that's why having the people to break up the monotony of that is like really, really important.
What monotony?
It can be a little bit. It can be a little bit.
Sure.
Well, because also, okay, if you go to Summit, you can ask any player in the room if they want to practice with you. and they will say yes if they have a Marth coming up or a Marth they might have to play in their bracket.
Dude, everyone's got a Marth they might have to play.
Right, exactly.
His name is Zane. We've been talking about him all day.
So I mean, I can't, like, I have to find people on downtime if I want to play against them, you know, because I'm not good enough to, like, Dewan warmed up with me Falco for Mango, but I'm not that good warm up other than, like, Dewan practicing his punish game on Falco, right? Like, if I'm playing extremely, extremely well, I can take games off Dewan, but it's, like, not usually going to happen, right? So the set of who I can play against is a little bit more limited in terms of being there as someone who's not extremely high skill. Yeah, so.
Especially with how long there was per day that people need to be warming up.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of in the zone for 9 hours a day.
Yeah, I'm never going to get someone who's playing bracket. And I don't really care that much, but I just played with Sleepy a bunch. Sleepy's super fun to play with. We played teams. Sleepy and I are insane at teams, dude.
Did you do any 2 hands, 1 controller?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I heard a lot about that from Sammy on Twitter.
Rags tried to recruit Webbs and I to do that, but Webbs and I were playing ping pong. Okay. And then we were watching.
Gotcha.
Watching Melee. So.
Oh, you played Mafia on the last night. I missed that one, but how was it?
It was okay. I was Mafia and we won. It was the only Mafia victory. I was the only Mafia who died. And I died.
But you guys had a terrible town, right?
The town was incredibly bad.
Yeah.
So I think I talked a lot about the play that got me killed afterwards, and I think that it was a fine play if town were good. And the reason why I know that is that I talked to the experienced players afterwards, and they all thought that I was town because of my play, but I still got killed for it. So basically what happened was, so I voted yes on the, so town was awful. Town did not kill anyone for the first 2 days, and they were about to not kill anyone on day 3.
Okay.
I voted yes on both of the only 2 votes to happen in the first 3 days, one of which was my Mafia teammate. And when they asked me why I did that, I said, because we need to kill people. Like, town needs to do that, which is just the truth.
That's true.
And I don't think it's scummy to have voted yes on both of those. And proof is in the pudding. None of my other Mafia teammates voted yes on either of the votes.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think it's that scummy to vote yes on early kills as Mafia. But what happened was, day 3 was about to end, and there were literally 10 seconds left. And I felt pretty confident everyone thought I was town at this point.
Yeah.
But what they said was, let's vote for one of the 6 people who voted yes on both
that
things.
Person, yeah.
And then Slime said, we have 10 seconds left. And I said, I accuse Rags, who had not voted yes, because I thought Rags had said something really bad that I would have voted for even if I was town.
Okay.
And so basically what happened is I was so confident people thought, like, wouldn't see that as a bad, scummy play, because in my mind, I was not trying to deflect at all, because I didn't think there was any suspicion on me. If I had said nothing, the day would have ended.
She voted on both?
No, she didn't vote on either.
Oh, so you called someone out outside of that group?
Yes.
Okay.
But in my mind, I think I would have done that as town too, because there were 10 seconds left. No, a vote wasn't going to happen unless I started a vote. I should have voted for someone in that group.
Yeah.
I definitely should have, in hindsight.
Okay.
But the reason I didn't was because I wouldn't have as town either, probably. I mean, it's hard to say because I might have thought one of them was scummy.
Yeah.
But I think as town,
it's just easier to get people to corral around some framework that you've kind of agreed upon.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
If we're gonna kill someone today, let's pick someone from this group.
So I think my play itself wasn't that scummy because I was in no danger of dying. So it really wasn't meant as a deflection because there was a guy sitting next to me who nobody knew who had voted yes on both things who was 100% gonna die. If I had said nothing, like that was going to be the target for the day. So I should have just gone on him, or I should have said nothing. But I wanted to make a play. Because I thought with a good town saying, okay, this is insane, we haven't killed anyone. I think what she's saying is scummy, let's kill her, would make me super town confirmed. And town just was like, you're trying to deflect and you voted twice, you must be Mafia.
Rags would have been a good kill too because she was cop.
She was cop.
Not that anyone ever would have known.
Yeah, she didn't know you could reveal. And I had a feeling she was a power roll because...
Dude, I can't believe you guys won that game because you had one of the guys on your team just like randomly threw out in like a moment of panic, like, yeah, and I think Chillin's medic. When he was trying to defend himself.
Yeah, Bob Thunder did.
Yeah.
So you know, I think I died for a silly reason, but it was still a misplay. It would have been less of a misplay with Good Town. With Good Town.
Right.
But I also had to make plays because no one on my team was saying anything.
Yeah.
Webbs was fucking scared. I talked about this with him afterwards. He was scared of getting Mafia the whole weekend, and he did not say anything the first like 3 days.
Okay.
Void said nothing. Bob Thunder got accused day one and then like said nothing. And so I had to make plays, and they were able to win off of my play.
Void popped off.
I know. I know. So it was fine. It was whatever. I wish I could have played a little bit longer, played more. I'm way better Town than I am Mafia too. Okay. I'll fully admit that my Mafia plays are not always that good, and that Mafia play, it would have won us the game if they hadn't killed me for it. We still won no matter what. It would have still been a better play to kill someone other than Rags. So hindsight's 2020. I would like to play as Town. I'm really good as Town, I think.
Okay.
Because no one thinks I'm Mafia when I'm Town, like literally ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I miss playing that game.
Me too. Maybe I'll host. Well, I'm definitely going to host Mafia at the party you will not be at next week.
Okay.
So,
well, apparently you're hosting all sorts of parties this year.
I'm going to host a ton of Mafia parties this year. Yeah. So we'll do that and get better.
We'll make it happen.
Last thing we should say before I don't think there's any more storylines to talk about this. We honestly talked about most of them.
Yeah, we did.
Skits.
Well, the fiction one was the best, obviously.
One of the best Summit skits of all time.
Yeah.
So incredibly good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that fiction sketch was amazing. I thought the dating sim skits were pretty funny. Pretty fucking funny in general.
Pissin'?
So good. Poor Hugo, dude. Hugo got done so dirty.
Oh, man, yeah. Three hours pass.
What else? The marriage story skit was one of the...
That was great.
Oh, I did not like that one at all.
You didn't like it? I thought it was so funny.
Have you seen Marriage Story?
I haven't seen it, so maybe I was missing.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah, no.
So everyone in the Summit house just did not get it.
Oh, okay.
They just did not understand
I understood what it was referencing.
So it's like word for word the opening monologues in Marriage Story.
Oh, okay.
It is almost exactly the same. But I've seen Marriage Story, and I was not a huge fan of it.
Okay.
Because it sort of was just like it was one of those we made this thing melee, as opposed to like. The fiction thing to me was we took genre trappings and applied it to melee.
Well, then how do you feel about Spacey Jam?
Spacey Jam was also fine.
Okay.
I think that those are the ones where I appreciate them for the production value and the quality that goes into making a verisimilitude of something we can all recognize. But I didn't laugh at Spacey Jam.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't laugh at the Marriage Story one. Well, okay, I did laugh when the Fox...
When Fox was talking, that's all I have running in my head.
That part was funny.
Yeah.
I laughed the first time Fox talked, and it was just like, yeah!
And he just kept going.
Yeah, that was funny. But I mean, they're insanely good at like paralleling the look of those things.
Yeah,
so
really
that's why I liked it a lot.
Dude, I could smell Slime's writing all over the dating sims.
Yeah, the dating sims were great.
I could just tell that he was writing.
The dating sims were great. Yeah. And then I loved the esports sketch.
I tuned in halfway through, but I did like what I saw.
It was very funny.
It was very poignant.
It was the return of like Slime actually being in a role and being funny. And I think that was all of them. Right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fiction one was so good.
Fiction MVP of the weekend. In terms of skits.
Yeah.
He was so good. People, Pipsqueak and someone else too, like someone who I thought should have known. Pipsqueak and someone else did not know those were just tweets.
Actual tweets?
Yeah, Toph. Toph didn't know either.
Toph didn't know?
I might be doing it. It might not have been Toph. It might have been someone else.
Toph had to have known.
But Pipsqueak and someone else did not know those were just literal tweets. It was so funny.
Yeah.
They were like, the writing was so good. And I was like, Pip,
you should thank fiction.
And it makes that tweet he did beforehand of they're having me read tweets for content, but they only chose they didn't choose the funniest ones, or they didn't choose any funny ones. So good.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it. Overall, super sick summit.
Fun summit.
Rest in peace, Nico and Dewan. Switch to 20 players.
Man. Rough to qualify in and then go out like that.
And Melee's hot right now, like you said.
Lots going on in March. I mean, there's 3 tournaments in a row, CEO, Pressless, and Full Bloom.
True.
Going into Pound, 4 in a row, actually.
Yeah. My goal for 2020, since we haven't had a 2020 episode yet, is to get Whiskers top 100 by the end of the year.
He could do that just by entering Hax's nightclub. He'll get enough wins.
He won't have the. So
I know.
My goal is to get Whiskers to go to a national.
A major, yeah. Right.
That's it, and to not bust her out, because who knows? But that is my one goal, is to get Whiskers to go to a major.
All right, guys. Next episode is talking about how well Whiskers did at whatever tournament he's about to enter.
We could get him to go to Pound, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see you guys next time.